Manchester United beat Manchester City 2-1 at Old Trafford in what was a thrilling encounter between the two Manchester clubs. The Red Devils entered this contest on the back of a good run of form as manager Erik ten Hag finally seems to have found his core group of players and has understood their strengths. With 7 wins in as many games across competitions, United suddenly find themselves an unlikely contender for the league title. The Citizens, on the other hand, are still expected to challenge for silverware right until the very end. But this time around, they seem to be faltering in key moments. With 3 wins, 1 defeat and 1 draw in their last 5, Pep Guardiola's men need to find consistency quickly if they are to mount a defense of their title. Here are 5 talking points from the Manchester derby. Haaland was forced to play deep for the first time this season. The Norwegian striker usually thrives around the offside line and playing off the last man, scoring a whopping 27 goals as a result. Here though, it was evident that Haaland was trying something new as he was a passenger for the first 15 minutes, with the City striker completely isolated and devoid of any meaningful service. Dropping deep in build-up and attempting to link play, albeit unsuccessfully, Haaland looked more like former Citizens Sergio Aguero or Gabriel Jesus than his normal self. It gave Manchester City further dominance in possession but blunted their attack, as it took 23 minutes for them to register their first shot. For majority of the match, however, the play was happening around Haaland, not with him. After a tough start to life in the Premier League, Lisandro Martinez began to thrive in Erik ten Hag's side and looked undroppable as he became a World Cup winner in December with Argentina. But since he's returned to Manchester, he's managed only 1 start in United's EFL Cup quarter-final win against Charlton Athletic. That's because Luke Shaw, who is naturally a left-back, has excelled in a makeshift position, and his form convinced ten Hag to stick with him for the derby and have him partner Raphael Varane, even though they were up against the formidable Erling Haaland. Such a decision, however, shows how ten Hag is willing to give players the opportunity if his tactics allow for such a change, and that nobody is guaranteed a starting position. Such a situation will keep even regular starters on their feet to maintain both their form and adaptability for the sake of the team. What would an enthralling Premier League clash be without some offside controversy? With little over 10 minutes of normal time remaining, United equalised in controversial fashion which will be debated for a long time to come. As Casemiro swept a ball through the City backline, Rashford looked certain to get on the end of it and be flagged offside. But the English striker let the ball go and allowed Bruno Fernandes to smash past Ederson and make it 1-1. The Citizens appealed for offside, but the current law means that Rashford didn't directly interfere, meaning the goal stood and Old Trafford celebrated after a few seconds of bated breath. Before we continue, a word from our sponsor. Phoenix Asia Academy is giving out 10,000 scholarships to those who enroll in their programs. Click the link in the description to sign up now. Thank you Phoenix Asia for sponsoring our video. Now, back to the content. Scoring 8 goals in 7 games, Marcus Rashford is displaying incredible form unlike ever before. Just as the Red Devils got back on level terms, game-changing substitute Alejandro Garnacho decided to take the game to City and take on their defense, which resulted in an assist for Rashford. A simple finish for the in-form striker meant the game was all of a sudden turned on its head, with ten Hag storming down the touchline in celebration and the Citizens left dumbfounded. There's now just 1 point separating the two Manchester sides in the table, and now United will fancy themselves for an unlikely title challenge. Just as it seemed that Jack Grealish had established himself as a regular starter for City, the England ace found himself on the bench at Old Trafford in place of Phil Foden. That only lasted until the 57th minute though, as Guardiola had seen enough and called on Grealish to make a difference. Like a £100 million player should perform, the playmaker only took 3 minutes to make an impact and put the Citizens ahead with a simple header after a trademark Kevin De Bruyne cutback. Grealish now has 1 goal and 3 assists in his last 4 league games, and he's starting to put up the kind of numbers many expected upon his arrival 18 months ago.